have 4 small packages here from Baker Creek. These are from December. This one here is from January. I thought I'd go ahead and open them all in one video since they're so small. Let's start. And these packages look the same in another video, but they are different. These are different packages. I have not shown these yet. I do think this packaging is really cute, especially for those small orders. This is when I'm like, okay, you can buy a couple packages and get one for free. I'm trying to set myself a little bit of a budget, so don't go too crazy. Let's see what's in here. I didn't need to mutilate the packaging like I did. There's a little pull tab in the back to open it easily. In this order, I got 4 seed packs. I bought 3, got 1 free, and I spent $13.16. I'm trying to set myself a budget so that I don't spend too much, and it's like per week from Baker Creek. And $13.16 I think was a pretty good price for 4 seed packets. Let's see what we got. Oh, and I remember this. I have the common mullein and lots of mullein seed. But it's the common type, and these are specific varieties. So this one is Antique Rose Rosetta Mullein, and then Southern Charm, and White Bride, and the free seeds were these coral carrots. All 3 seed varieties of mullein say that they are short-lived perennials that reseed readily and are perennial in zones 4 through 8. And I'm zone 8, so that's super cool. And I like how beautiful these flowers are, because I am going to be growing flowers for bouquets. Of course, they are great for pollinators, and there are some medicinal uses for mullein. You'll have to do your own research because I am not an MD, but there are some properties. Common mullein probably has them in more abundance because these are bred for their visual appeal and not their medicinal qualities, but they would still have those qualities as well. Of the 3 varieties, Southern Charm was the most expensive. It was $5, and the Antique Rose and White Bride were $3.50. Here's the second package. See, right here is a little tab that you pull to open it easily. Smile, you've got seeds. Okay, I always do. My seeds are packaged by Wilma. Thank you, Wilma. This package was $14.25. I got 4 seed packets, 3 I purchased, and 1 for free. $14.25, under $15. Sweet. Good job, self-restraint. It's hard, you know it is. Especially Baker Creek has so many good choices. So I think this seed variety is really interesting. It's called Oyster leaf, and it is a perennial. And so I've read that it doesn't all germinate at one time, so it can be pretty erratic. And you do need to cold stratify these for a couple weeks. So I'm gonna go for like maybe 3 weeks. And I wasn't super successful with sea kale. So instead of growing sea kale, I think I'm going to do the oyster leaf. And I am happy that it's a perennial, especially since seeding them is a little bit challenging. I think having it be a perennial makes it worthwhile. If it were an annual and it had issues with seeding, then or like planting your seeds, I wouldn't be as excited. But because it's a perennial, I think it's worth investing the time. So I'm going to go ahead and cold stratify these. I'll probably do that like in the beginning of May, so then I can transplant them out, or maybe the beginning of April. Beginning of April, because it takes a while to cold stratify it, and then I need them to sprout. And then I'll transplant them out either mid to late May, maybe beginning of June. So April is when I'm going to pop these in the fridge, and I'm going to put them on a cocoa core damp medium. I got the pink bumblebee tomato because it says to start them indoors 6 to 10 weeks before your last frost. And a lot of varieties say 12 weeks or longer. So I can start these during spring break, which is the first week of April. And then mid-May is our last frost, but I like to be careful. So then I actually transplant out my tomatoes beginning of June. The last couple weeks of May, I start to harden them off. And if you don't know what that means, I will show you in other videos when I do that process. But you don't want to just go inside to outside. That really shocks the plants. So you have to have a period where you acclimate them to the outdoor weather. And you also want to have like a fan going so that the stems are really strong. But pink bumblebee also, with them being smaller tomatoes, they tend to ripen up in colder climates in time and to produce a better harvest. I am going to be planting some larger tomatoes as well, but the smaller varieties tend to do the best for me. The free seed variety I got with this order was a Komatsuna Old Tokyo, which I've gotten before, and I would honestly buy that seed. I think this looks really delicious. So I'm always impressed. I don't care if I get redundancy because I think this is a worthwhile plant to grow. It's actually kind of funny. Sometimes I'll get a free seed variety of a variety that I actually have. I'm going to go ahead and take a risk and try direct sowing a few of these in April, beginning of April, and then like succession sow every couple weeks or every week or so, because I think this looks really yummy, and because I've gotten so many free seed packets as well. On to our third package, and this one seems a little bit more substantial, so I think there's quite a few more seed packets in this one. So here you can see I only spent $12.60 on this package. I got 4 seed packets. One of them was free. Thank you, Frank, for packaging my order. The first variety I chose were the fava beans, Broad Windsor. I absolutely love fava beans, not just for the flavor, but also for how ornamental the plants are. The flowers are usually black and white, which is really unusual in flowers. And they can be purple and white depending on the variety, but they're usually black and white flowers. They're upright, so it's kind of like a bush bean, usually pretty tall, maybe 2, 3, even 3.5 to 4 feet tall. They might need some support. They might like kind of flop over if it's really windy, but they don't really need support like to climb on. They're not runners. And there are some people who have really severe allergies to fava, so you have to be careful. But I love fava beans. They're delicious. And you can plant them early in the spring, as soon as the soil, it tells you on the package, as soon as the soil can be worked. So really early spring. And then they do really much better in cooler weather. So then you'll get a harvest in the early season. And then you can plant them again towards the end of the season and get a fall harvest. And so that's a really good thing to do. Some people use them as green manure or green crops to just like improve the soil. I would not waste these lovely beans for that. For that purpose, I would just buy like store-bought beans and then just chop and drop. I'm not going to waste beautiful, wonderful, more expensive beans I get from Baker Creek on green manure. Never would waste them for that. But you could use the store-bought beans, and those work just fine for green manure. But these are beautiful. Black and white flowers, really, really pretty. I did get 2 packages of these Christmas pole lima beans because I love lima beans, and I actually haven't grown them in the past. So I'm going to try growing them, and I want to get a lot. I want to have enough that we can actually feel okay eating them instead of saving all of them for seeds. So got me those 2 packages of lima, Christmas pole lima beans, and got the same seed packet as the first package. So I got the coral carrots, but we like carrots, so we're happy to get that for free. Thank you. That was only $12.50 for all of the lima beans. For all the lima beans, fava beans, and carrots was only $12.60. This beautiful package was for my January 1st order. So let's go ahead and see what I got in this lovely one. In this order, I only spent $14.25, including tax. I got 5 seed packets. One of them was free. The first one was these they're called Greasy Grits beans, and they have a really good umami flavor is what they are advertised as, and that's why I ordered them. Of course, you gotta have that umami flavor, and it says that they're really crazy viners, so you're gonna have to have a trellis to grow these. And beans don't like to be cold, so these will go out after my last frost, maybe a week or 2 later. I did go crazy on the marigolds. I got so excited, and because they have some, like, if you go to the Dollar Tree, they're all orange and yellow, and there's nothing wrong with orange and yellow marigolds. They're beautiful, but I really wanted to get some other shades, other colors. So I got this Kilimanjaro white, which is just so lovely. So the packaging says if you want to start them early, you will start them indoors 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost, or you can direct sow them. And also it says if you want more flowers to snap off the spent flowers. Now, I have a hard time doing that because marigolds go to flower and go to seed so quickly. I personally prefer to let them go to seed, and then I collect the seeds, and they do that so quickly. As soon as I see that they have mature seeds and they've dried out really well, I pop those off. But it's up to you if you want to get more flowers. But I'm a seed hoarder, a seed collector, so I like them to go to seed, and marigolds are really good at going to seed, and they do mature very quickly. So I've done this many times where I just let them go to seed. I pop off the dead seed head, I collect those seeds, and the plant is still flowering. So that's what I like. And I know that it doesn't look quite as aesthetically pleasing, but I think all parts of the life cycle are pretty. I'm not so narrow-minded that I think only if it's blooming it's beautiful. I like the look of the seed heads. I think that's just my style though. So it's up to you. They call it deadheading. You can deadhead your marigolds if you want to. So this one here is called Sweet Mace or Mexican Mint Marigold. Same planting instructions on the packaging. And this one specifically says that it's good for teas. And so I'm excited about that. It also says to deadhead. Well, I figure if you're collecting the flowers for making tea, then you're kind of already doing that. So same deal, start 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost or direct sow. I think these are so special that I think I'm going to start them indoors, just to make sure I know where they are. And I keep this variety special. I don't really care if I have white, if I mix my seeds together. I don't really care about the colors too much, but this one is a particularly culinary variety. It also says since it's a tender perennial, I think I'm going to plant this in containers, and that way I can move those containers indoors or under protection, so that I can get them to bloom for more than 1 year. The other ones specifically state that they're annuals, but this one's tender. So I'd like to keep it going, keep the original plants going, and also save some seeds. And then we have the Orange Hawaii, which, yes, it's orange. Like I said, I have a lot of orange and yellow marigolds and mixed seeds already. But this is so pretty. I love how full the petals are. And I might have mentioned in other videos, but I used to live in Hawaii for 3 years, and I was thinking that marigolds might make really pretty leis. I was thinking of having some Hawaiian themed backyard barbecues this summer, and because I can't afford to go to Hawaii. But I was like, maybe I can make it like Hawaii here. So I think these would look really pretty in some Hawaiian leis. That's probably what I was thinking when I purchased them, especially how full they look. And I got some free Merlot lettuce seeds. I've gotten these many times over many years, but altogether I got those mustard greens, I got the Merlot lettuce, and I got free carrots. So like the free seeds alone was like having a whole other package.